we're gonna keep things going. We got Crystal Rose. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Apologies for the late start. But thank you so much for being on. Truly appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So, let's go ahead and begin. What got you started into becoming a wrestler?
What got me started into becoming a wrestler?
Yes.
I think I was about 5 years old when I went to my first wrestling match. And then I think from then on it just escalated into what it is today, which is, for me, just a way of life.
So, at that age, was there anyone, whether it's male or female, that stood out to you, that inspired you, or was it anything in particular in wrestling that made you want to become a wrestler?
My greatest inspiration at that age was I started off watching Glow, but then it proceeded into watching Mae Young, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair. I mean, the list goes on. It's just a long, long list.
That's awesome. Gotta love the old school, old school.
Very old school.
Yes. I'm Ric Flair with the Four Horsemen, Dusty
Absolutely.
Rhodes. Like, I could listen to Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo all day, because
all day.
He was speaking that truth, because we all go through hard times at some point of our life, and what makes wrestling so intriguing is it could be relatable to what we go through on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
So that the whole storytelling element, and you might see a character in the ring that might be familiar with someone, whether it's a friend in real life or a hero or villain, whatever the case may be. So for you call yourself the natural born leader.
The natural born legend.
Oh, legend, my bad. The natural born
yes,
legend. So, and the word legend, it gets thrown around a lot, especially the people that may not deserve that claim. But for you, being a legend yourself, what does that word mean to you as a performer?
As a performer?
Yes.
That means to me, you put your heart into something, you put your soul into something, and you believe in it so much that you can actually make that become your reality on a daily basis. To me, that's what legends do. They eat, they sleep, they poop, they drink this business. I mean, it's, like I said, it's a way of life for me. It's, for 18 years, it's all I've pretty much ever done for the past 18 years. I started when I was 15 years old, fueling the fire that, I knew that was there, but you just have to bring that out. And for someone to be able to do that, like I said, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, the Four Horsemen, they're all legends to me.
That's awesome. And for you, 18 years, that's amazing, longevity, considering how physical wrestling can be to a human's body.
Yes.
And whether you're on the indie scene, whether you are on a professional level, men and women, they go out there, they perform, they entertain, they put their bodies on the line for the fans, and that's quite the satisfaction when fans can just be like, man, I enjoyed that match, I enjoyed that night, I enjoyed everything from start to finish.
Right.
And for you, 18 years, what do you consider the key to your longevity that keeps you going, even with the bumps and bruises and the injuries that goes along with it? What do you consider the key to your longevity?
The key is just, for me, is persistence. I mean, you've got to stay persistent. You've got to go to training. You have to make those shows. You have to go to the gym. You know what I mean? It's just all that in one. It just, like I said many times before, it just becomes a way of life for you because you're just so used, you know what I mean, so used to doing that every day. I mean, it's this, for me, this desire that burns deep down in your soul. You know, you live for this business. You don't, it's not a hobby. It's not a work, you know, it's a way of life for me. So it's all I've ever really think about. You know, you'll be going down the road and all you think about is wrestling, and you know, what can you do next to make yourself better? What can you do to take that next step? You know, it's just all persistent, constantly working. You never stop learning. You never stop working.
So, given, you know, the 18 years, you have accomplished a lot. You've had big matches. You've been in main events. You've traveled. You faced a lot of comers. So those that has started, those that are well established. What do you consider if it's possible, what do you consider one of the biggest highlights of your career that stands out to you the most, whether it's a match, whether it's a championship that you've won, or just anything that stood out to you that you look back and say, those were some good times? What do you consider some of the highlights of your career?
Some of the highlights of my career. Well, one, the top of my list is when I won the DCW Dragons Cup, and I got to do that last Dragon Con. I got to win it in front of Ricky Steamboat, and it's just the feeling that you get when you get an honor like that, because, I mean, it was truly, truly an honor. Also, a match that stands out to me is between me and Rock and Roll Roxy back last November. We had a cage match. We were the first ever women's cage match in the Landmark Arena in Anarchy Wrestling. And that was another big highlight for me in my career.
I'm very, very familiar with Rock and Roll Roxy. I've interviewed her in the past. I've interviewed Tiffany Rocks, Fantasy. There's a lot of talented wrestlers in the South, especially in the state of Georgia. Georgia has quite the storied history. WCW was there once upon a time.
Yes, it was.
And so that's a state that has quite the history with
it does.
in the wrestling world. So what do you have coming up as far as upcoming shows, events, matches that people out there need to check out?
Definitely check out. We are now on Powerbomb TV, Anarchy Wrestling from the Landmark Arena. Is located in Cornelia. I'm actually wrestling this Saturday, April 28th. I'll be in Alabama on May 5th at Southeastern Pro Wrestling. Then we got this next Dragon Con, and from there on, it's just, you know, it's every other Saturday at the Landmark Arena, Powerbomb TV, that I will be there.
So go check out all the shows that Crystal has mentioned. Go support your local pro wrestling companies. Support your local wrestlers. Go out there and show them the support. And a lot of hard-working men and women out there on the scene. So go check them out for sure. So are there any wrestlers out there that you haven't had a chance to work with but would like to compete against one day? Anyone that stands out to you that you want to go up against that you haven't faced before?
that I haven't faced before. Man, there's so many. Wow. I would absolutely love to work Oscar. That would be very, very awesome. There are so many talented female workers that I have got to actually work with. Danny Jordan, that I'll be facing in Alabama, I've been looking forward to facing her. She was one of the ones on the list. Jeez. There are a lot.
We can go with those. That's cool. That's cool.
That'll work.
Yeah,
There's just so many. It's hard to think of a specific name that I haven't worked yet that, not on the independent scene right now that aren't working. Mickey Knuckles. Oh, geez. Sue Young. A huge, huge list.
Yes, Sue Young. I've seen her perform before. I've seen Mickey Knuckles. She's in my neck of the woods, actually, in Kentucky.
Awesome.
So, and I've seen her wrestle before. She is everything as advertised. She is no joke.
She is no joke.
No joke whatsoever. And especially if you put her in a hardcore match, watch out. I'm just saying for all the people out there. Sue Young, her character right now on Impact, definitely shaking things up in the Knockouts division.
Right, like Rosemary's another one that we were just talking about earlier.
Yeah, Rosemary, you got Allie. There's a new crop of women that's on Impact that's doing their thing. So it's
so many.
It's a lot of new and another Georgia wrestler, Kiera Hogan. Yes,
I actually got to work Kiera Hogan. I got to work her last Dragon Con for the DCW Women's Cup.
Awesome, and she's bringing the fire. Sue Young's bringing the insanity. Rose and Talia Valkyrie, she's no joke neither.
No,
she's women's wrestling just continues to evolve. I feel like indie wrestling, they've been ahead of everyone because there's a lot of talent out there and people don't even know it.
Right, absolutely.
But WWE has come to their senses with this women's evolution going on right now, and then Impact, they're doing what they do great, and then Shine, Shimmer, WSU, Sabotage out there in Texas. It's just a lot going on in the women wrestling world, and there's another Mae Young Classic that's coming up later this year.
Coming up,
so,
yes.
And I have quite the list that I want to see in that tournament. So, but that's another conversation for another time.
Absolutely.
Because we will probably be trying to come up with some names, and people are going to be like, you forgot about me. And,
I know.
So, and look, it's hard, but that's the beauty of being a fan, because you always want to see what happens next. You always want to see who's on the come up. So, and what was very important to support indie wrestling is that you support people before people blew up. So you look at them on the TV screen and be like, I was there at the beginning, when they were just performing in small venues, and now they perform in front of large venues. That's huge right there. So
that is huge. It's very huge.
So I'm proud to see not just the man, but the woman, obviously, because women are just taking it up a notch.
Right.
For sure. So, Krista, before I let you go, 18 years. Anyone that can make it to 18 years of anything, that's huge props. What would your advice to anyone out there that wants to become a wrestler or at least get started? What would your advice be as far as people trying to get started into the wrestling business?
Go to training, 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 training. As much as you can. Learn as much as you can in this business. The more you learn, the further you go. I mean, like I said, it's all persistence. You have to believe in yourself and know that you can do this business, or not this business will eat you alive. You have got to stay persistent in chasing your dream to get what you want out of this business. There is no slacking. It's all hard. It's all drive. You have to keep going. You have to push through the pain. You have to push through the hard times, through the down times. You just have to keep pressing forward. Find you a school near you and go to that school and learn your skill. Master your skill.
Very, very true. Wrestling ain't for everybody, and as people always say, it ain't ballet. So
exactly, it's not ballet.
It's not that
Definitely not.
whatsoever. So, it will affect you emotionally. It will affect you physically. It will affect you mentally.
Mentally.
But only the strong survive.
Exactly.
And
the dog-eat-dog world.
Yes, indeed. So, as far as social media feeds, where can people get in touch with you, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other links out there?
Facebook, Instagram. I'm on. You can find me on YouTube under Anarchy Wrestling. You can also go to Women's Pro Wrestling Network. You'll find me on there as well. Powerbomb TV.
All right, and it was great chatting with you, Crystal. Thank you so much for being on the show. And just congrats on still doing it after all these years. And
thank you.
Go for 20. Go for 20.
I'm going for as long as I can go.
That even better. So,
hopefully 20 more years.
Yeah. So, continued success, and thank you for being on the show. And you have a good night. Have a good weekend.
You also. Thank you.